Alright, this is kind of crazy. It's December 3rd and I got another decent day. I've got some ideas for doing a continuation of the balance tube here. And we will see how things go, but first of all I got to get a little bit more gasoline in the car. Okay, I got a little bit of gas up in there. And I haven't done anything back here. What's it been? 2 weeks? 1 week. Something like that. Maybe a week and a half since I last worked on the thing. So anyway, let's see if there's any gasoline left in here. I'm not even going to get in the car to do this. I'm just going to see if it starts. Yeah, that's not bad for sitting for a week and a half. Alright, it's got to warm up for a little bit. Look at that roughness, just rocking and bouncing all over the place. I looked at the other video, and after kind of analyzing what I had done, I realized that the impact of the tube, and I still have the tube attached, there's your tube right there, it increased when I lowered the RPMs. So I actually want to get the RPMs down, which is, they were about 800 when we quit. I want to get the RPMs down to about, 700, 650. Let's see if we don't get a little bit stronger bite on that. And then once we get that done, what I want to do is take the little nozzle. I'm going to take the little nozzle and I'm gonna Dremel it, make it shorter. But anyway, it's got to warm up for a little bit. Alright, I got a fair amount of heat coming out of it right now. And what are we doing? Hard to see. Hey, that's better. Alright, what's it look like? We're just under 800. What's the temperature? No, we don't have a lot of temperature yet. It's going to take a while to soak into the case. One of the things I noticed when I was doing this last time, well, it is a low idle because I still got the alternator not quite turning on. But one of the things I noticed last time is that I opened up one of the air fuel screws, and it made a noticeable difference in the smell. And I'm telling you, it's too rich. So, you know, I couldn't get to the other carburetor. I think I can get to the other carburetor. So what I need to do is tighten up the left-hand side, which is going to make it a little bit weaker. And maybe back off the right-hand side a tiny bit, but I clearly opened the left-hand side too much. It's the smell is just not right. I mean, it's nice if you got the meters and stuff, but I don't, so I kind of have to go by smell, and it's just not right. Let's get back there and goof around a little bit. See if I can't tighten this left-hand one down a little bit. Got an 8mm. Get this done without dropping it. I don't want to burn myself either. Alright, so that's on there. Got to tighten it up a little bit. Alright, left. Okay, that's the off one, not doing much. Let's get the strong one. Alright, sounds good. I still want to tighten it up a little bit more. see what the right hand side's got for us. right hand side is just a little bit stronger. Alright, well, I got that tightened down. Let's tighten this one down a little tiny bit if I can. You know, I know I used to be able to work on this thing when I was younger. There's always some way of getting my hand back in there. I don't know, I think I'm gonna have to put the camera down for a second. Okay, I finally got the socket on. Now I can twist it a little bit now. I'm trying to lean it out just a little bit. Oh man. Alright, I'm gonna let it go with that. Let's see what we got for idle. Yeah, it's a touch over 800 now, but like I say, it's been warming up. Let's see if I can't get the alternator to kick on. Oh, let's see what we get the back. Alright, we got alternator on. Right back down to about the same idle. That's good. Alright, how strong are we left and right here? Okay, I'm idling left. Idle right. See what the left is again. A little bit stronger on the left, I think. Now, because I've leaned it out on the right and I leaned it out on the left, I can now open it up a little bit on the left. It will still stay pretty much in balance. All right. That opens that one up a tiny bit. Is right. There's left. Left is definitely not strong enough. Okay, I've opened up the left a lot. Can't get something noticeable here. That's coming to life a little bit. Let's see here. All right, this is right. All right, this is left. Right. Well, let's just play with the left like this. See if we can get it to go stronger or weaker. on one cylinder at a time. Too much gas, too much. There's a spot in there where it seems to be okay. Really hard. I mean, there's a lot of this carburetor over here is the one that had the most corrosion. Hard to get this one to work right. I think that's actually a little bit faster, about right there. Let's see what's up. Right hand side. Left hand side. Right, left. I think that's pretty good. Okay, with a little bit higher idle, let's check it out on the inside. Oh, it's bouncing right here. Look at it like this side. You can see periodically it's bouncing up and down a little bit. It's definitely stronger. It hasn't made a huge difference, but it's definitely stronger. We got to cut down the air now. Drop that idle down. Okay, get out the vintage unison. There we go. Let's see, we're going to put even more, or reduce the air, so I got to tighten this up a little bit more. Let's see, what do we got here? If I can get the thing on it. Alright. Let's see, where are we? We're up about that high. And where are we on this side? Alright, we got to tighten the right hand down a little bit. Alright, I think that did some good. Middle of the middle bar. This guy's above the middle bar. Okay, too much airflow on the left. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. You're saying, "Oh, you gotta block off that vacuum tube, man." Nah, it's pretty subtle. I mean, if you know, when you're doing your initial setup, I would say, yeah, cut this thing off. But this is real subtle, minor type stuff. Yeah, it might help. It's not going to make that big a difference. Alright, I'm right in the middle. And what do we got over here? About right in the middle. And we dropped down. Yeah, we're, alright, sorry, you guys can't see it. You got to go to this side. Okay, we're at about a touch under 800. It's bouncing a little bit, but under 800. More to go. Look at our airflow. Switch hands again. See, I'm below. What do we got here? Significantly below on that side. Nah, I still got to reduce it more enough. Cut it back on the right a little bit more. That's made a noticeable difference. Let's see what's up here. What do we got? We're just above the bottom mark. And we're a little bit higher than that. All right, we got to go in on this one a little tiny bit. Took too much of it off. It's definitely starting to heat up. The heat from the exhaust is starting to make the body panels warm. Down here, ooh, are you touching this stuff down here? Forget it, man. It's starting to get even hot, even up in here. Obviously I can still touch it, but boy, you can feel some heat down in this. So, yeah, we've been idling for a while. All right, let's check the airflow again. All right, what do we got? We're up at mid-range. Below mid-range. Alright, I closed it too much. I'll back it off a little bit again. I'll get the wrench on here. Alright, wrench on. Alright, let's see if I can just leave it there. I can watch it. Alright, we're in the middle. And we're in the middle. So we got some pretty well balanced airflow. Right, too much on this side. I've got to back it off a little tiny bit. Right there. Just above the bottom mark. Just above the bottom mark. All right, let's make it more sensitive. Got to spin this down a little bit more. All right, at the top. That's good. That's good. We're really good right now. Check out that RPMs here. What do we got? Ooh. That's actually too low. I don't actually want to be down. Let's see. Yeah, see, there you go. It's too low. We don't want to be so low that it turns off. All right, we'll get back and increase it just a tiny bit. Lost battery power there, but it was a good time to flip batteries anyway. I've got to get this thing idling again. So open that one up a little tiny bit, open that a little tiny bit. Let's get her going again. Super low idle. Come on, dude, let's go. Okay, it needs a little bit of help. Let's give it some gas. Alright, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. We're gonna sit. We're gonna sit in here and give it some gas while cranking it. Jeez. That is the problem with the super low idle. It doesn't just start. Come on, car. Let's go. It's not out of gas. I don't think it's out of gas. I put a gallon in. It's got to have at least a quart left. Come on, car. Okay, that's better. What are we looking at? Touch under 800. Back to idling again. 800. So where were we? We were about 500 when it cut off. All right, so we know about how low we can take this. About no less than about 600. I would like to drop it down to about 7. I got to go a little bit more. Quest for 700 RPM. Let's see what we can do here. 700. All right, we got a little bit too much airflow. We got to back it off a tiny bit. I can do this with a socket. Good. I don't know if I can get in there with a socket. Nah, it's not going to work. Got to be the wrench on this side. There, a tiny bit. Let's check our airflow. All right, where are we? We're just above the middle one. Just above the middle one. Let's see what we got in the way of balance here. Whoa, that guy's going to cut off. That's probably going to cut off. Ooh, they're way down there. Okay, now these are the off cylinders. Got a little something. How about this one? Something. not bad. It's pretty darn close. It's pretty darn close to 700 there. Not too bad. What's our temperature? Yeah, we got some temperature. Okay, oil pressure, good. All right, that's not bad for testing. All right, now the next part of this thing. Oh, my tube's not. I can feel my tube collapsing. It doesn't like this really cold air. Sorry, the hot temperatures. Okay, well anyway, the next part that I wanted to do is I want to grind off a little teeny bit of one of these nozzles. I'll take the nozzles down a little bit with the Dremel. See how it works. Alright, so there we go. We got the Dremel out. We took our nozzles and we cut them down a little bit. Got those little extra pieces on them there. So what this does is that, you know, this is my restrictor. This is smaller in diameter than the tube, right? So supposedly, you know, being the restrictor, this thing's going to work like a jet in a carburetor. And of course, you can take a jet and you can bore them out, make them bigger so they flow more. But you can also get more flow if you take it and make it shorter. So by cutting the tips off, I can get a little bit more flow out of these jets. So let's go plug these things in. Okay, you know. Alright, so we got our shortened little jets. We'll call them jets, whatever. Alright, those little nozzle jets, alright. Shortened in, shortened in. I got my tube. My tube is now running on top of my fuel lines, which, with the exception of sitting this side over here, is going to keep them above the heat so that the tube hopefully doesn't get too hot and doesn't collapse on me. But we haven't touched it. Let's see if we can get this thing back up and running. Get a little power on there. What do we got now? It's a function of that low idle. Okay, that's no gas. Come up. Same throttle settings we had before. What are we getting down here? Idle says 650, 700. We're just under 700, but I've been down for probably 15 minutes. Still got a little bit of oil temperature left. Got some pressure. Oh man, he's collapsing the tube. The tube just isn't strong enough. This side over here. Nah, I don't want to have to get an expensive tube. This is supposed to be a cheap experiment, man. Cheap, no money. I don't spend any money on this. Let's settle back down again. Yeah, not bad. Nah. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do a third version of this, you know, just because the tube is freaking collapsed on me. This side's fine over here. This side's decided it wants to just shut down and collapse. There's probably a little bit of vacuum running between the two sides. I don't know if there's enough to run the experiment though. I gotta tell you, I don't think there's anything else I can do with it right now. Might be the end. Maybe I'll get a little something done tomorrow with another type of tube. Something won't collapse under heat. Oh well, we'll see. Okay, so we got another day going. I pulled the vinyl hose. Now I've got some regular fuel hose. This isn't going to collapse when it gets warm, so I've already put that on. And so we have a non-collapsing system now. So we're going to crank it up, let it warm up. I've got a couple of chores to do while it warms up. Let's see how it starts up. Like, remember, I had that idle set really low. And because of that low idle, I think it's going to be kind of hard to start, but let's see. Alright, let that shake for a while. Yeah, 10 minutes or so. Get back to it. Alright, it's pretty well settled down. I don't know if it's quite been 10 minutes, but it's pretty close. Got some Christmas lights off. That's what I did to kill the time. Let's check the idle real quick here. What do we got? Right about 600, touch over 600. Alright, let's see if we're getting any idle on those off cylinders now. Get the tiniest hit. And it's like something's happening, but boy, it's not much. It's the right-hand side. It's like it builds up a reserve, burns it off, and then goes back to nothing. It's doing something though. Not much. So let's try the primaries. Yeah, it's not going to work. There's other primary. Right-hand side, left-hand side. The left-hand side is stronger. We're pretty close. Alright, what do we need to do next? I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and increase the vacuum even more by taking another joint. If I can get in there without. I'm going to take another joint off of that guy right there. What happens if we pull this? This is going to really mess it up. If I can get this off. Yeah, it doesn't idle when you blow the vacuum off like that. Anyway, I'm going to cut one more notch off of those nozzles and then see what happens. Okay, there's the before shot. All I'm going to do is chop off that absolute tip right there. Like I said, I can't cut it back any further than that. I won't have enough of these, enough of the barbs left to hook the hose onto. So all we've got left is that. Anyway. Okay, there they are, chopped up and cleaned up. Let's put them in. Alright, we got that nice little sparkler in right there. Let's get the hose on it. Alright, that's as good as that's going to get. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, if I was to make this permanent, that would definitely take a clamp. Before it was on pretty sticky, but it's just barely hanging on now with those two barbs. Alright, we're good there. And we're good there. Let's crank it up. Alright. Back to life. I gotta get that alternator light off. How we doing down here with the idle? Touch over 600. Just a few extra RPMs. Let's see, we got some oil pressure. Still don't have much in the way of oil temp yet. Okay, alternator lights out. Alright, this is about as good as it's going to get. You can tell it's rocking like crazy. Not sure what the video looks like, but wow. Pretty good. Let's see what the spark plugs do. Of course, the primaries are going to make a difference. Secondary. What is this one? Number 3. Okay. Number 1. I think it makes too much of a difference. That's number 4. No, this is number 4. So that's number 2 driving it. Going to be number 4 driving it. Number 4. Take number 2 off. Right's a little bit weaker, but close enough. Just probably speed the idle up a tiny bit. Middle bar. Go up the middle bar. They're pretty similar. More on that one. Yes. Yes, okay. Well, it's a pretty steady shake. That's something. At least it's regular. check the RPMs one more time real quick. Alright, where are we? Close to 700. I'm happy with that. It's a little bit better. But now we've got to do the other side, which is now I've got to take this out. I'm going to put the plugs back in. So let's turn it off and see what happens. Okay. Let's see if we can zoom in there. There's a plug. And that one's pretty easy to see. It's got sunlight on it. Let's see what happens. Right. Power. Pops right up. So I get you looking at that. Okay, here we go. Idle's closer to 800. Still not really reading any temp. Let's go back and see what happens. Well, of course it's shaking. I'm telling you, I don't know if it's as bad though. Yeah, it's idling faster though. I think I'm about out of gas. I think I've idled all my gas out. Good timing. Cut it off. And of course I bought more gas yesterday. Got the old gas can over there. Let's put a little bit more gas in it just so I can finish this video off. Alright, now since it ran out of gas, this isn't going to be the fastest fire off in the world. Yeah, keep chugging, dude. You're going to cut off, I know it. Yes, that's right. Now we're up. That was good enough. Okay, what do we got now? Touch under 800 on the RPMs. It's pretty good idle. I'm happy with that. Oil pressure's okay. Not much. You know what I'd say? I got more out of the off cylinders, but the primary cylinders I think are smoother like this. I mean, even at that, we're still getting a tiny bit of hit. It's still hitting a little bit. Vacuum tube is ineffective. But I don't see that there's anything else I can do as far as, you know, playing with that. So, close the chapter on the vacuum tube stuff. So if you want a smooth idle, carburetors like this, not the way to go. They're neat. Nobody runs them, but you know, they're just not dual two barrels. Anyway, I got more projects to do than this one right here, and I never solicit for subscribers. So if you've enjoyed this stuff, I've got more projects to come and do. It is heading to winter. I don't see myself doing anything until about March. But I got to do some front suspension work on this thing. And then I've got to do a little bit of back suspension work. So, you know, if you want to subscribe and hang in there for a few months, I'll get back to doing some more stuff next year. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope the experiment worked for you. It was interesting from my side. Later.